What's up, you guys? Hello. I look crazy. So let's go ahead and have a little discussion. Because this is like an insider. It's like a little joke that me and my sisters have. Meltdowns, spiraling adult tantrums. So it was a joke that it was a mess. It started because I had this whole little meltdown over some shit that I could not control. And that's what we're talking about. Shit we cannot control. So we get triggered into like little meltdowns, crazy shit. So we have to let go of control. So mine, my little lesson that I need to learn tonight. Thank you for liking the video. I appreciate it. Um, my little meltdown is like every time like I plan something, it don't go my way. Every time. And I have a big issue. What's up, sis? I have a big issue with trying to control like how everything unfolds, like, because I'm like a planner. I like things to be planned, right? And spirit just fucks with me all the time. Like, that's not how it's gonna go. So I just got off the phone with my sister. She's on here on the live. What's up? Meltdowns, hashtag spiraling adult tantrum. It's an insider joke that we got. Yeah. Man plans, God laughs. Yeah. So I just got off the phone with her. So I was supposed to go out with me and my aunt. We were supposed to, go out for First Friday or whatever. That didn't happen. And I just like, I kind of spiraled just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, I had a whole bunch of like little nitpicking things that was like coming at me tonight. Like little stuff triggering me and shit. But I feel like it's really control because I'm like in a hermit mode and I'm tired. Like, I just want to like get out of this little hermit mode. Like, spirit, what's going on? And I feel like spirit sometimes, like certain things that we may not understand, like we want things to happen on our time. Not I spiraled just a little bit. We want things to happen on our time, and spirit is like, no, bitch, like that's not how it's not happening. It's not gonna happen the way you want it to happen. So that was my little, trigger. How to work through the meltdowns and the spiraling. It's temporary. It's a temporary thing, but it also brings you to a place of clarity once you get out of it. It's like, I guess you could call it tower moments. Thank you, Super Diamond. Like, it's just like, it's a temporary thing that we have to go through, or grow through, I should say. So it's all about releasing your control. So I'm trying to figure out like another good example about like how to explain what I'm talking about. A spiral. Because it's always some shit that we're in the thick of it. And a lot of times it's things that we shouldn't be worried about anyway. Like, it's not as bad as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. It's just like you have to go through that for a reason, like to heal some shit. Revelations and whatever. So I've shared this probably like more than enough that I needed to, but like the whole situation where I had an irate customer. And it was like this whole situation, like, God, like, why does this have to be like this? Like, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Why is this happening to me? Like, and it looked like this person was about to get away, like, with, like, being I'm gonna just keep it real. She was a fucking asshole. She was acting like an asshole. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I understand being upset and, like, a little bit impatient and stuff like that. That's normal. But the way she was coming at me was a little too much for me. Very rude. I would never do that to nobody. I don't care how long I'm waiting for something. I would never get to the point where I'm calling people the B word and like it's not that serious. But anyway, I was like, why is this happening? And my sister was like, like, you believe like God would do that to you or whatever you believe in. You have to you have to trust because sometimes we get caught up in what it looks like. It's all like this, it looks worse than what it is, and we and on top of that we start adding on top of what it looks like, the potential future, like stuff that hasn't even happened yet, like shit that has not even manifested or is probably never going to manifest, but we just like stretch it out and make it worse than what it seems because we're in the thick of our emotions and it's like, oh my God, like it looks horrible, but it's never really as bad as it seems. And when I let go, I'm like, okay, I just chucked it up like as a loss, like, okay, well, I know I did everything I'm supposed to do. Once this person gets their package, they're gonna get it. And then where does that leave me? Because this person is gonna get a refund back, and it's like that's another like shit. Like, okay, whatever, just a couple of dollars, whatever it is, what it is. But I was mad. Like my pride, part of that was my pride, and I was being triggered in that because it was like, I'm looking stupid. Like that makes me look fucking dumb, and it's like, what does that even matter? What does that matter? If that person thinks you look stupid, like, haha, bitch, I got your money, I got a refund, and I got the cards anyway. I cussed you out. Like, what? Like, that's cool. It's a false glory. It's a false victory for that in the first place. It taught me, I guess, spiritual value and glory, like, cause I should sit in the glory in the fact that I stood in my integrity. I didn't act out of character. I didn't cuss her out because I could. You know, I could have did that, but on top of that, okay, well, I gotta be professional. Like, this is my business. I'm not trying to do that. And it's not in me to, like, do that. Like, for what? Like, I'm not about to stoop to your level and call you a bitch back and, like, say crazy. Like, it doesn't make sense to do that. But it taught me, like, spiritual glory instead of like, okay, like some, oh haha bitch, I got the cards, haha, I got the money. Like it's not really that. It's okay, well, I did everything I was supposed to do. I know I'm Gucci, I know I'm good, and I know I did what was right. So that's that. Other tantrums and spiraling, like worrying about stuff, it's not what it seems. Like sometimes spirit does things in a way that does not make sense, and it may look like it's injustice for you or whatever the case may be, whether other people are involved or it's just simply just your situation or your shit. It's still teaching you a very valuable lesson, and that's the win. And it's helping you to heal what needs to be released in the first place. Like that's what it's doing. So it sucks. Tower moments suck. I hate them. But I love them at the same time, I guess you could say. After the fact, because I can laugh at it later and I can laugh at myself later and be like, I was tripping. Now it's a joke. Meltdown. Hashtag meltdown. Spiraling. Adult tantrum. I had a little adult tantrum. I was crying. I was like, it's a mess. Night, Angela. Right. You're welcome, Cynthia. You're welcome. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a lot. And when it comes to, this is another topic. I'm going to hop around. Like, y'all know how I do. I bounce back and forth with my topics because they just come and just letting my higher self, like, come through. So, what I was saying earlier, like, I'd be like, I want to, because I'm a homebody. I like to be at home and stuff, but at the same time, I do like to go out every now and then. So I might just pop out every now and then. Like I don't go out like that. So I was supposed to go out tonight with my aunt. We were all supposed to, go do something. And I had to do my happy hour, so I tried to, not take too many people than what I could, do tonight. So it didn't happen. I didn't get to go out, and I just get frustrated because that always happens. I'd be like, oh, I want to go out, and then I'll make plans or I'll make friends or plans with my friends or whatever, my aunt or whatever, and we go out. We're supposed to. Never happens. It's always some shit, and I'm just like, Spirit, why does this happen? Like, what is it? And I feel like it's because I'm still in this hermit mode, and I want to get out of it so bad, but I'm still healing. I'm still processing it. And on top of that, it's like, why do you want to go out? Like, what is it? Because I'm going to be honest, sometimes it's to escape. Because I don't mind I love, being in my own company and stuff. I like being in, I could find something to do at home or just be in the comfort of my own. I'm a Taurus. Most Tauruses, we like to be at home, be comfortable. But for me, it's part of it. Like, I have to be honest. Sometimes it is to escape. Like, not you know, because I've been in this period, it seemed like forever, but it's helped me to heal. It's helped me to like learn and grow. And on top of that, you know, just being in a space by myself, like it's an important period, but I'm just like, fuck, I want to get out of this fucking period. I'm tired. I don't want to just be sitting. Like, I'm tired. Like, what the fuck? But I feel like for some people, like, if that's where you're at, like, you can't speed up the process. That's another thing, too, that I have to get through my thick skull, that you can't rush processes, you can't rush things. Like, it's annoying, it is. And on top of that, patience is something else the spirit is teaching me, because I hate waiting too long. Like, it's annoying. But it's not to say that I don't have patience, because I'm pretty patient, but it's like after a while it's just like shit, I want to get out of this period, because it's like a pregnancy. I feel like I've grown a lot, I've healed a lot. I feel like if that's where you are, it's a period, it's just a season, it's just a time, and like a spiritual birth and pregnancy. Like, you're pregnant with something, and it's like you want things to change, you want something to happen, you know, whether you want something to manifest, whatever, and you want it to come when you want it to come. And it's like, no, the baby's gonna come when they're ready, or when God says it's time for the baby to come, you know. So it's kind of like that spiritually, like that's just what it is. But I joke and stuff, you know. I try to make light of stuff that I grow through, because I know, like, eventually it's probably going to be something that helps somebody else after I go through the whole thing and the whole process. But I can just say, like, right now, that when you go through those moments where you're spiraling, or you're having a little meltdown, a little spiritual meltdown, aka what they call tower moments. If anybody uses meltdowns and spirals, you know where it came from, okay? Me and my sisters, we made that up, okay? That's our shit, okay? But that's what we call tower moments, where you have to release. Tower moments happen so we can let go, so that we can release what doesn't serve us, or what it's just like time to just, it's time to let it go. Like, it doesn't serve you to hold on to it anymore. So that's all that means. Um, mm, oh, you just got back from the gym. That's what I mean. Probably should. That's probably what I should be doing. But it's like so many, a million different things that we could be doing in this period. You know, reading, praying, whatever, working on our crafts and our art. And I have to be honest. Like, it's helped me. Like, being in this period. But it's just like, fuck, spirit. I'm ready to, like. On top of that, like, I want to expand, and I don't want to just be. Not you having one right now. What's up, Elon? Because it's like, I want to do things in my business too, where it's like I want to, like, come out of this period. And I know everything takes time. Not everything happens when we want it to happen. Like, we gave birth to ourselves before it was time. It's like, it's not really a good thing, you know. Tears just flowing, you're clearing, or purging, you're clearing. And on top of that, it's Mercury retrograde. Top of that, we got a full moon that's coming. It's a super moon, so everything, emotions are supercharged. You probably got like a whole bunch of energy. I don't know where Leo is in my chart. I need to look, because it's a super moon in Leo. It's a full moon in Leo. So I gotta see where Leo is in my chart, and where, how the fuck it's gonna affect me. Um, but what was I gonna say? Everything takes time. Like, it's a process. Like, and another thing too. Like, when you think about premature birth, like, it's a lot that goes into it. Like, I guess real life, my daughter was born as a preemie. She was born early. She was born like a month and a half early. She's supposed to be born in March, like late March. She was born in like towards the end of January. So it's like, if you did that, it's like it's not done. You know, it's underdeveloped. So you can't rush timing, process of time. Um, that taught me a lesson too. I think I was going. I'm trying to make sense of this. I'm trying to like piece it together, because it's like coming through. So at that time, I was like pretty young, like 20 years old, pregnant with a baby. 20 years old, didn't know nothing about nothing. it was a lot for me, and I was still in that space of like I was excited to have a baby, and God slowed me down. It was like the way things that the spirit does shit to like humble you or put you in a like a perspective, like to focus on spirit and focus on God. And those were the times that I was close to God. I was in a toxic situation at the time, and it was like a heavy pressured energy. I can't say that that's what caused the premature birth or whatever, but it was a whole bunch of stuff that happened, and I learned so much in that process. And it was like to slow my ass down. And even when I was pregnant, I was always doing something, always like walking around, going somewhere, doing this, doing that. And it's like, you're pregnant, you need to like chill. And I was on bed rest, a hospital bed rest for like a whole week because my water broke early, and they try to keep me pregnant, like to keep the baby. You know, she needs to cook a little bit more. So it was just a lot. Like spirit did so much to me to like sit my ass down because I'm so stubborn. I'm stubborn, and I'm kind of hard headed, you know. So spirit had to like sit me down. So I learned a lot through my tantrums and my tower moments, and I hope that my stories help people because I only share when I feel led to, because there's times where I don't like sharing certain stuff, but if it's meant to help somebody, then it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of us are purging and releasing, you know, like especially at this time. Mercury retrograde is probably going to highlight a lot of past stuff, a lot of old karmic stuff. We're still in the beginning of the year. For some people, um, you're still clearing out shit from the past. Like we think, oh, just because it says it's 12 a.m. on the clock now, it's a new year. Like nothing's like we're clearing, and we all have our own process of time of healing, how we handle it, how the next person handle it. It's all our own personal thing. But of course, we have each other to help one another. Hopefully, um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck where this is going, but hopefully this made sense. I don't know. Um, it's 1:11. If you guys have a question, you guys could ask a question about something along the nature of this. Not pulling cards like where is Tyrone with me, or like where's Keisha with me, or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But hit me up. Okay, I will. I'm up. I didn't even know it was this late, to be honest. This is 1 o'clock where I'm at, 1 a.m. Yeah, January it's been a lot. But I honestly feel like I'll say um tower moments, spiraling tower moments. I believe that when we come out of the winter season, at least when we come like March to April ish, I feel like collectively things will start to lighten up a little bit. There's gonna be a lot of shit that's taking place collectively in the planet, and you know you can't stop everything from happening in the universe, but it's how you respond to it. And I feel the work that you did was just not it wasn't a waste of time. Triggered at work today. Yeah, yeah. Um, that's another thing too. Spiritual attacks. It's another thing. People always gonna fucking try it, but I'm learning how to handle that too. It's a process. I'm learning how to really handle that because it's like a battlefield no matter where you go. Like, and on top of that, people, I try to take into consideration, like, yeah, some of it is like spiritual battles, and some of it is like people are battling with shit within themselves that has nothing to do with you, and they may take it out on you, and it's up to you. How do you respond to it? And that's another thing that I'm learning too. Um, that's another thing I'm learning. So, I don't know if that makes sense. We're not answering those types of questions, you guys. We're not answering those type of questions. Love and all that, like I'm trying not to not focus on it, but I think we talk about that a lot. Okay. Now, of course, I love to help people with that, but like as far as like love goes, if we talking about anything about love, it's how to handle a trigger moment, a tower moment, a meltdown, a spiraling. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say. But yeah, because I want to like start having open discussions, and I know this is probably like an odd hour to do these types of lives or whatever, because not many people are up, but someone will watch it eventually. But like more of an open discussion about certain different topics and stuff like that, and because spirit's calling me to share more of my experiences to help. And I'm not just talking just to be talking, because trust me, I don't like sharing shit like this. But and that's part of the ego too, getting out of the pride and the shame and all of that of sharing stuff. Um, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, spiritual attacks and stuff like that too can cause spiraling. Cause I had it like twice today, like in the same time, like in between the same time span. Like I had somebody coming at me on social media about something silly, and then someone in my house like trying me, and it's just like it's overwhelming. I was like, no, I'm about to go on a live. I don't have time for this type of energy. Experiencing insomnia. Um, yeah, I have weird sleeping patterns. Like I'll be up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes. It's weird. And then I gotta get up and get my daughter up at 6, like around 6 o'clock. So I have a weird sleeping pattern. It's not good. Um, but what was I gonna say? If you guys are, I'll answer this person's question. She's probably not on here anymore. But she asked a question about, is somebody doing something? Are they looking at someone else? That's a something that needs to be healed. That's a spiral moment. Like, not to say that it's not valid to look into that or why, like to be worried about it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, that stuff is things that need to be healed. That's something that probably still needs to be healed within you. Um, and that's another thing about like relationships and connections and stuff like that. When you're more like aware of yourself and spiritually aware, like you'll start to see like the the significance of things within connections. Is not just like you just met up with somebody and you're just here to get it in with this person, have sex or whatever, and fucking frolic in a pile of butterflies. Like, it's not all about that. um, a lot of connections, because a lot of us, if you're empaths, you're going to learn a lot of lessons through connections with people, not just romantically, but friendships, your family, how you relate to people. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to heal. Like, it's going to trigger you to heal through those connections. So a lot of like what I'm realizing now, at certain periods of time, like certain people that were in my life, whether it was friendships, but since you're asking about a love situation, partners and things like that I was drawn to was due to certain healing that I needed. It was a lot of wounding that drawn me. You know how they call it toxic, what do they call it? Toxic bonding or trauma bonding. Call it trauma bonds or a wound mate. Rather than a healthy partnership. So I was drawn to a lot of stuff like that that helped me to heal. Um, and I always say this, like, you have to be very discerning when you come into this, like, this quote unquote spiritual awakening or spiritual journey. It's very easy to get attached to the little twin flame stuff and the soulmate shit and, all that little. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I do believe that divine counterparts exist. I definitely believe that. But when you're wounded, you will attach that energy or that desire onto whoever fits the bill or whoever makes you feel some type of way. And a lot of times we have karmic contracts with people. A lot of times, again, it's codependency, and these connections help to purge that. Um, I'm not saying that every relationship is perfect. Once you get into that connection with the divine counterpart or whatever you want to call it, not to say that it's gonna be beautiful and it's perfect all the time. It's beautiful in its own right, of course, but it's not gonna always be butterflies. But the difference between like a karmic connection versus a divinely orchestrated connection that spirit is like, this is, this is the one that I'm giving you the okay, like this is the one, this is not a contract or something, is that it's not suffering involved. This person isn't going to make you suffer. They're not going to do things to hurt you or harm you consistently on a consistent basis and cheat on you, lie to you, whatever, beat you. That's some real shit. And I've heard some people say that they were in twin flame connections, but they were getting their ass beat. And I'm gonna be honest, like that's not a divine. I'm just saying, like when I was wounded, I would think that certain people were the one, even though it was very toxic. But I was looking at my desire, the lens through what I wanted to see, and on top of that, thinking that the intensity meant that this was a divine connection. So you have to learn how to discern the two. But it's not to say that people are not going to trigger you. Spirit brings people into your life to help you heal. And I've learned that more. Yeah. I've learned through those types of connections and any type of connection that they're all helpful. They all are valuable because they're meant to help you and teach you something. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear. And if that it is what it is, like I'm just speaking to those that care about that type of stuff, that care to work on themselves, heal themselves. If you say you want to be in this beautiful relationship, you got to get to a place where you love yourself enough where you're not going to settle, even if that means you're single for a minute. Because like it doesn't. I like having my peace at night, okay? And I say this all the time. Like I like sleeping at night, like where I don't have to worry about some fuck ass ninja, what they doing and who they're with. And if you got to worry about that, then that's probably not the person for you anyway. If you got to be in that mindset all the time. But spirit put me in a place where I gotta deal, like I gotta heal. Like I'm not. It's almost to some degree like I don't have a choice but to be in this space and heal. But I'm grateful for everything that I've learned and the people that spirit put into my life so that I could identify the things I needed to heal. I'm still healing. Like I'm not completely just like, and I don't feel like we're ever completely just, oh my God, I'm just so perfect and I've mastered life and I'm only 30 years old, but I have it all figured out. Like no, no. Um, so I'm still healing, and on top of that, like the things that we're like part of things that we're drawn to or attracted to in one life is because of things that we adopted as children. Whatever it is, like we've healed things, but we still have more to heal. And a lot of it stems from childhood. Like, if you say, for instance, they call it daddy issues for some women that didn't have a father in their life, or their father was, say they had abusive fathers, or they had fathers that cheated on their moms or whatever, and they've seen that, so they were drawn to men that were also absent, emotionally distant, or emotionally unavailable, or cheaters themselves, or abusers themselves. So it's a pattern that you get as a child. A lot of times, and I've probably said this 1,000 times before too, but when we think about the things that we need to heal, when you go to a psychiatrist or whatever, have I ever, between someone else, yeah, now he's here. Oh, you talking about, you talking about Red Fox, Ilani? Have I, the natal charts and stuff, like compatibility with natal charts? Yeah, I believe in that stuff. I do. But I want to get more into my astrology. I don't feel like I'm like that good yet to be giving natal chart readings, but that's a goal of mine that I'm doing. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. But you made me lose my train of thought. Oh, well, when you go to like psychiatrists and things like that, or psychology, whatever, the first thing that they ask you, like when you tell them about your problems and your issues, they ask you what was your childhood like, what was your upbringing like, what were your parents like. They're gonna ask you that because that's usually your development. You're impressionable at that age, at a very young age. So a lot of the thoughts and a lot of the beliefs sometimes are not even ours. They are stem from what we were shown, what we were told, taught, whatever, what our parents were taught, what they, so on and so forth. So a lot of the stuff is not even ours. So the things that I wanted at 18 in a mate or in life, just period, is not the same shit that I want now. Completely different. So I'm mad we have like different names for these people. It's too much. But yeah. Um I don't know. It's a very complex topic. We're talking about triggering and healing. That it's a very, but I feel like spirit, God, universe, whatever, when you set an intention for something, like it's going to work itself out however it's meant to, and that's another process of letting go of control. Like if I know that I want to be a better person, spirit's going to do what they need to do to help me do that, right? If I want to heal, whatever, the universe is going to help me. I may think that, oh, it's got to be like this and it has to be this time, because I get frustrated with that too. I'm like, I thought I just healed this. Why am I still triggered by this? Why am I mad? Why am I crying over this? And it's like, it's a process. Like you have to stay dedicated, and that's another thing too. Like we have to be disciplined and serious about our healing. And that's a part of self love too, and self care is staying like in tune with you, and you're like, no, and it's okay like to have compassion for yourself too. When you're like, okay, I'm frustrated. Why is it still bothering me? Why I thought I stood in my power. Why am I still allowing this person to trigger me and make me feel some type of way? It's just showing you you're not done with your healing, and that's okay. Because that's another thing I beat myself up over too. Like, why am I still allowing this to get to me? I thought I released this, or I thought I let this situation go. I thought I wasn't mad anymore. But it's still things that need to heal. It's like other aspects of it. Like the shit gets deep. Like I'm not trying to like unfold too many layers, but it gets deep. Like, okay, well, this person, I thought I let that person go, so I shouldn't be bothered anymore by them. But something triggers something that they said, and it makes you think about something in your childhood that you didn't fully let go of, and it's just like fuck. It feels like it's never ending, but it's just the flow of life. Like, because we have in our mind that it's this destination or it's this one thing, but I feel like life is just, it's like a journey. It's a fucking storybook. Like the fuck, I don't know. Like I know, but I don't know. Like we don't really, you know what I mean? Like gotta let go of the fucking worries and the control. And I'm telling myself this, like that's probably one of my karmic lessons in life, is to let go of control and have patience and all of that shit. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't know. And I thank God for having like support, like I said, because who knows? Like I'm not saying like I couldn't get through it by myself. Um, you're trying to laugh to keep from crying. I want to know what happened, because it must be something like, it must be something. Like it must be something. Because you like, but yeah, I find myself doing that too, like, cause I'm goofy and like a troll and stuff. So laughter is my medicine, even if it's something stupid. Like I just need to be in that space. Like I'm saying, like you guys, it's not that serious. It's not that serious as we think. Like we're taking things way too seriously. Like this, it's like a big journey, and I feel like when you get to a place where you look back a year from now, a lot of the shit that we were worrying about, it helped make us better people. It was also maybe for some of you, like, I'll use this as an example. Like in high school, I used to like cry over some stupid ass boy that's like a jailbird now. Like, he ain't doing shit. And I used to cry over this person. I used to let him get to me. Like, I used to let this, he was a narcissist too. But I used to let this motherfucker, like, get to me. And, like, a lot of people say that, like, oh, I used to think that. Like, it's not that. Or I used to want it to be, I was a very wounded girl. Let's just say that. I was very, very, very fucking wounded. Like, I had some aspirations that a young girl should not want to have at that age, but it was because of the wounds, it was because of the abandonment issues, it was because of the lack of self-worth and stuff like that, and insecurities and all of that. So I was drawn to things and people that really didn't have true self-esteem, chasing dreams and stuff like that, that validated some sort of false sense of self. And I was drawn to that. But when I look back, like, what the fuck, like, what was I thinking? Like, if I really would have went down and did some stuff like that, like, probably be messed up. But everybody has a journey. Even if I did do that, it probably would still lead me to where I need to be. That's just a part of your journey. Like, however you take the path, you're still going to be led to where you need to be. It might just take time. I don't know why I'm playing with this little thing. Oh, you just missed each other. Yeah, see, that's another thing about divine connections too, you guys. We can't control. We cannot. Like, you could want to be in union, as people call it. It's like, I feel like Spirit's teaching, like, this is just a message for whoever needs to hear it. You don't have to take it. But I believe that Spirit is trying to teach those of you that are in these divine connections or yearning for a divine connection, whether you're really mingling with that person or not, just the desire alone or the pull alone, because I feel like it's a legit desire to have. It's a legit desire, whether it's with the person that it's meant to be with or not. Um, Spirit is teaching you through this so-called absence of separation or the missing the person to be more in the moment, to feel, to embrace, and also to connect on another level. Because, like, yeah, the physical is cool and stuff, and I'm by no means I'm preaching, because I know, like, I know what you mean. I know how it feels. But I feel like this is just how Spirit brought it to me personally, is to connect on another level, on a spiritual level. And it's beautiful ways that you can connect. Like, it's not, we don't just mingle and talk in the physical. We don't just communicate in one form or one way. Like, it's very beautiful. It is, but it's also very frustrating. I know how that feels, y'all. Like, I know how that feels. Like, what the fuck? And then on top of that, you probably think you're crazy too. And it's like, it's also helping you get out of your egoic mind. It's helping you get out of your mind, because it's like, I feel like I'm crazy. Oh, this person's not here. So it's this blah, blah, blah. Why am I feeling this? Like, one of my sisters, she was like, why am I feeling all this love for him and blah, blah, blah. And, like, I'm like, you better cherish that. And, like, she'd be like, I'll be feeling his energy and I'll be missing him, and then he'll text me. Like, it's it's that type of beautiful energy. Like, you're not crazy. It is what it is. I don't feel like Spirit would do that to some of you. Like, you'll know if you're in a toxic bond or if you're in a true divine connection by the energy. It's very different. Because I've been in a few connections where I was like, oh my God. No, it's not. You're just wounded. You're just wounded, and you just don't get it. It's okay. I'm talking about myself. But at the time. But I feel like for those of you dealing with that, like, yes, it is divine timing. You don't have any control. The other person doesn't have any control, whether you want to slow down time or speed it up, or they want to speed it up or slow it down. It's all up to Spirit, regardless. That's another thing. What the fuck am I talking about? Spirit, what in the hell? Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Like, where are we going with this? I don't know, I'm just flowing. Yeah. Like, enjoy the ride. I'm telling myself this because it's not easy. Because I be having meltdowns and spirals, and I'm like, Spirit, I'm tired of being in this space, tired of being in this living situation, tired of being in the house, tired of being single. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Enjoy it. Like, be where you are for a purpose. Like, you don't know what's gonna take place. You don't know what's gonna happen. Just be in it. Be in. It's a reason for everything. Like, if you were to have that job right now, probably wouldn't be as ready as you could be if you learn the experience to get there. Like I was telling one of my sisters, she was like, "Why can't I write? Like, why can't I like come up with any like music or to write or whatever?" And it's because it's not time. Like, it's something that maybe like the inspiration has to come from a situation that you're currently in. Like, who knows? Like, everything has time. Being in this hermit mode, like I just like, Spirit, I want to get out of here, and it's like, am I blocking something? Am I a block? Or is it really just like you hiding me and it's not time for me to like come out and expand? Because I'm like, I want to go out and read for people like in person and all that. Like, I have to be careful with that because I have this weird thing about like people finding me and like, I don't know, I'm just paranoid. But I would like to, like, I want to, like, do more things, but it's just, like, it gets blocked or it just doesn't happen. I'm like, is it me? Like, am I self-sabotaging? Like, am I doing this? Like, I don't know. But I honestly feel like it's just not time. Like, Spirit, it's a time for everything. So there's no need to rush. No need to rush. I don't know. Do you believe that you never really met the right person at the wrong time? I don't believe that you can meet someone at the wrong time. I feel like you meet people when you're supposed to meet them. And it's just a matter of divine timing, maybe. I don't know. Like, Spirit has done some very interesting things in people's lives and in my life with certain things. Like, like you cannot put a limit on what Spirit does. Like, I know some people say, oh, I met my soulmate at the wrong time in life. Like, who's to say that? Everything needed to happen the way that it needed to happen when it did. You met that person when you were supposed to meet them. Just because it didn't happen when you wanted it to happen or how you wanted it to happen does not mean that it wasn't meant to happen that way. Like, girl, bye, get it together. I'll say this, because I've talked to different types of people that say they're in twin flame connections and soulmates and have asked me personally to read on it, and I've personal experiences with other people in my life, you know, that say they're going through it, not just clients but people personally. Who is that? Personally, and me, you know, I've talked about this in one of my other videos before, my whole journey and whole spiel with that. And the reason why I needed to go through those lessons and all that shit. I will say this. Spirit is not going to let you, like, play yourself. We play ourselves. Now I'm ready to ride the pony again. Okay, Genuine. Okay, Sarah, Genuine. I take shit to a whole nother level that doesn't even need to go there. But Spirit is not gonna let you play yourself. Like, we play ourselves, we like make ourselves believe something is when it's not. But I will tell you this, like, ask Spirit to show you. Just ask Spirit to show you. Get out of your ego, okay? Get out of your ego, because Spirit will show you. Like, it will show you. I'm just saying. Even when you feel like you're crazy, like, just ask God, the universe. But when you ask this, I always say to be specific, because, you know, when you, like, who you ask and what source are you asking to show you the truth about something. And Spirit will show you. You just got to detach. don't worry about it, don't think about it, and spirit will they're gonna show you. Because I know what that's like. I don't I'm just going off of my personal experience with certain things, but I can't like tell everyone like, oh, this is how you know you met your twin flame. You don't like all that type of like. I'm not into all that. I feel like because you know on your own, like I don't know, you know. But I feel like if you question your own intuition, your own guidance, you take it to God or you take it to a higher source. Some of us want to believe like, oh, this is the one and this and that because of our own ego and our own desire. But if it's something that is constantly, and I'm not talking about obsession because yeah, the element of obsession can be there. If it's something that you're drawn to and you don't know why and you're trying to figure it out, that's different than obsession. Like, oh, I just have to have this and it has to be this person. It has to be like this and it has to be like not 112. Okay, look at the 90s. Okay. The 11. Like, there's a difference because spirit will give you a strong conviction of something, and I feel like it's a pure hearted desire. I will say this. The times that I thought that I met the one back in the day or two, the ones or twos, because it wasn't just a one, like, it wasn't spirits that was completely, how do I say it? I'm trying to find the right words to explain. It was an inner knowing that I knew that it wasn't, but you want something to be that, so you'll convince yourself that it is. And if you are connected to that person, you'll justify the connection, or maybe even through ignorance, because some of the time it was ignorance of me not knowing about connections, that essentially we're all pretty much connected in some sort of way, but I tried to measure it as that, and I knew like it's an inner knowing. You just know, like no, this isn't it. Like you fucking know it's not it, but you want it to be that, so you'll feed into it, and spirit will do things to like remove that. The thing is though, a lot of the times too, because if you're in your human mind all the time trying to justify, trying to make sense of something, like my sister's trying to make sense of spiritual things, you're going to confuse yourself and conflict yourself. When you're in tune with your inner self, your higher self, and God or the universe, whatever you believe in, when you're in tune, you'll have that inner knowing, that inner understanding, whether that is what it is or not. Like, spirit's not going to lead you astray. When you're in your truth, you cannot be led astray. When you're in your ego, you can be led astray. Just like our ego leads us to triggers so that we can heal. Just as much as our ego can tell us a lie and have us do some shit and be like, oh, I'm so stupid. I thought God, like, no, like the universe didn't tell you that. It's a long list of things. I can go on and on. It's a long list. No, but stop. Oh, you got some music, Banjo Queen? Hold on. Let my baby in. Let my baby in. Watch out, Nova. Come on. Come on, Ozzy. Come on. It's freaking cold in here. Alright, baby. Out. Okay. Alright, so what I was saying was, no. Because signs and synchronicities, I seen a post from someone on Instagram and they were like, we only see signs and synchronicities when we're in alignment with our heart or our heart's desires or something like that. And we only manifest things. And I kind of disagree, because we can manifest things because if we're powerful manifestors, right? Sarah, what is you talking about? You want some other shit tonight. We ain't on that right now. We're not on that tonight. It's clever, little songs and we ain't on that. Anyway, I feel like you can manifest synchronicity sometimes. If you think about something hard enough, you can, and you can manifest it, but it may not be what you want. Like, I'm telling you, I had seen synchronicities and I followed them because it led me to where I needed to be. But that doesn't mean that was like, oh, this is meant to be because you see the synchronicity. And on top of that, I mean, what type of synchronicities are you seeing? Some of them are like plain and simple, like right in your fucking face, like, oh, spirit is, I don't know. I'm going to use these names because they're funny. Not a grown and sexy live. Oh, I know, because the lighting and everything, and my titties is like, well, no, it's not that. Something is wrong. I'm sorry, I be tripping, y'all. Like, for fun, though. Like, say, for instance, I'll use Tyrone or Keisha as an example. Like, your ass spirit, like, is this the one I'm supposed to marry? And you see a ring or something, I would take that as a sign that spirit is saying yes. But if you just seen, like, something online of somebody cheating or something, maybe not with the person's name on it. Like, you just have to be discerning. Like, you just have to be discerning. That's all I'm saying, because I wouldn't say I was misled. I feel like everything led me to where I was supposed to be. And even to talk about it, it led me to where you're supposed to be. Right now, like, where I'm at on my journey is completely different from where I was 4 years ago. I believe that. Like, not at the same place. And it's kind of hard to, because you will know within your spirit that you're at a different space, at a different level. Your consciousness is completely different. The level that it's at is completely different. Your discernment should be at a higher level than what it was in the past. The more and more you heal, the more clearer you are with yourself, more in tune you are with yourself and others, if that makes sense. But of course, like the wounds and stuff that still completely or haven't been completely healed, or your past experiences, if you're not careful, you'll try to measure that to what was, and even though it's a completely different thing, like, you know that it's not the same thing, but you're still trying to measure it up to be that. So I feel like, I hope I'm making sense, because I feel like I'm all over the place and I keep getting distracted, losing my train of thought. But like, to just simplify this, I feel like your inner knowing knows. Your ego wants to control shit. So if it says, I want to be with this person, I don't care what spirit says, because I'm gonna be honest, like, spirit was telling me, like, this is not right. Because I even had readers tell me, like, about, like, a couple of people, like, yeah, this is the one. And something in my spirit, like, it might have, like, appeased my ego to hear it. But it did not sit well with me, because I knew in my inner knowing that was not the one. And it could have been because of convenience. It could have been multiple things. Like, it was nothing leading me towards that. Like, nothing to even say, like, this is what I want for you. It wasn't even right. It didn't even, it helped me to heal and it helped me to grow. And another thing too is, like, people were not available. There was no mutual exchange. That's another thing too. This is the key. This is a big thing. What am I talking about? The energy exchange, if it's not mutual, you have to be discerning, like, is that really what it is? Because I've never met any type of couples or counterparts, like, one person wanted the other person was like, fuck no, I don't want this. Like, no, I've never heard that. Like, maybe some of them was fronting or something, like, oh, I was, like, playing hard to get and stuff, because whatever, like, some little shit like that. But you'll never hear, oh, she forced me to love her, or he forced me to love him, or he made me because he told me I was his wife or his twin flame. It's like, it doesn't sit right in your spirit. Like, you'll know. And there's a reason why. And that's a blessing. Like, be grateful if that's happening. Be grateful because that's not your person. You don't want to force yourself on somebody. Like, you don't want to do that. That feels horrible. I know how it feels. It doesn't feel good to be on that type of thing, to like be chasing something um that's not for you, that's not resonating with you. um and also on top of that, the opposite end, like, it doesn't feel right when people be like coming and telling you like, oh, I'm loving you. Be like, what the fuck, motherfucker? Like, no. Like, okay, you're entitled to feel what you feel, but no, it's not that. No. But it doesn't feel good. So I feel like a lot of people like putting their desires on people, and I know because I used to do it. Like, I know some of them were just trying to get some, some kitty cat, and they weren't telling me that it wasn't mutual. Some of them were just sadistic enough to do that, and others were. It was just like it just wasn't. It wasn't happening. Wasn't clicking. But I, being in my mode, like, oh, I feel all of this, and it's like it's not that it's not real. Like, what you're feeling is not valid, but it's just like it's not that person. It's not right. You'll know because the energy is mutual. It's like, okay, you're over here, I'm over here, and okay, yes, right, right. So I feel like that's the biggest factor. Like, y'all talk about twins, this, and soul mates, like a mate. Like, it's like that's a match. It's not like like, you know what I mean? Like, where's the other flame? Like, this a flame over here flickering, this other flame or whatever ain't even flickering. Like, the shit ain't even like what's going on? What am I missing? And I think when people get messed up is that's why I can't stand the twin flame. It's like the stature of it and the labels, because it's like people comprehend things in their own level of consciousness. So I can't say that it's a completely waste of fuckery because it helped me and whatever. But the runner chaser thing, I feel like there will be times where you do like kind of backtrack a little bit because yeah, it's an intense energy. So yeah, you're going to want to like back up a little bit and be like, okay, it's a little scary, or this is not what I'm used to, because it is a spiritual connection. It's not something that's just going to completely make sense and just click in your little physical world. It's not going to be that. So of course you're going to have your moments where you kind of like step back and one person's more adamant, like, but it's never going to be, I see this connection, but your stupid ass don't see it. Why don't you see? If this motherfucker don't share the same vision as you, it's not that. I wholeheartedly believe that. It's not. Even if the person not saying it, like, you just, like, I don't know, you just know stuff. I feel like you just know. Because if you can know that the person is not for you or not meant for you, you will know when a person is for you. That's just how I see it. I don't know. That's just how I see it. Like, because I asked God, like, please, I don't want to be a stupid, delusional motherfucker. Because you could get caught up in some stuff and think you're crazy. I know. Because like I said, I've been on the opposite end where someone would probably be like, where are you getting this from? Why do you feel that? Like, where are you getting that from? And I've also been on the opposite end where people have said that, and I'm like, where the fuck did you get that from? Like, where are you getting it from? I don't get it. But if we're not here, like, yeah, I felt that too. Or yeah, I felt, that. Or if it's not that, then I don't feel like it's real. I'm just being honest. Some of you probably like, bitch, shut up. I hate you. Be quiet. You're a troll, Sarah. But I would probably do the same on somebody else's live too, because I'm a troll too. But what was I gonna say? I feel like I don't know. I just needed to say that. Probably was a long tangent and a lot of talking, but I feel like I needed to say that. Because, yeah, it's easy to think that you're a little delusional, but spirit is not going to see you like that. I'm telling you, when you feel like, okay, I'm tripping, spirits could be like, no, bitch, you're not tripping. You're not. Okay. All right. But I'm still like, I'll believe it when I see it. See it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, there's good trolls, there's bad trolls. Like, I'm the troll that's like a goofy troll. I'm not a troll that like tries to like hurt people, come on the live and say evil things to people and stuff. Because there's those type of trolls. Those are the ones that you block. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know what else we talking about. I might even need to go to bed too because I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I'm just, I don't know. Actually, I do know because Spirit is making me mention and bring up things, but I feel so passionate about this topic because I feel like a lot of people just like, a lot of people are confused because of what we like. You have to be careful what you consume and what you watch. I'm not telling anybody what I'm saying is the gospel truth because you got to discern in your own resonance what's what. But you have to discern, filter your own, filter what it is that you're getting, what you're feeling. But I feel like a lot of people are like crazed about this twin flame soulmate stuff, and a lot of them, it's not even like that deep. It's a trauma bond for some of them. It's a karmic connection that needs to be healed. Oh, this person, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that, like, or she's doing this and they're delusional and oh, they just don't get it and they're stupid and no. I wouldn't want nobody that's that stupid that they're just like, how come I feel this connection but your dumb ass don't feel it? Even if, because you don't, that's the thing, they ain't gotta be like, oh, this is a twin flame, this is soulmate. Like, you don't have to be all up on that level. But if you're not on the same page, you're not, that's not what that is. Like, it's your fucking desires or your fucking lust, your ego's desires, because our heart has true desires too. But a lot of times it's not even that. It's not even that. Like, it's not. Like, I'm adamant about it because I know what it feels like and to be like in that and mislead yourself into, you know what I mean. I'm just talking like, y'all, I don't even know where this is going. I've been on here for a long time. I expanded a question that somebody asked and I just stretched the shit 10 miles from a mile. But I don't know. We'll probably talk more about this because this is like an interesting topic for me, like to share and talk about for some of y'all. Like, it might help, and for some of you, it may just be complete bullshit, and for some of you, it's like, bitch, I didn't ask for your opinion, but you came to my table, you came to my live, so I could talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, okay? But anyway, but yeah, I just want to help people. I really do, and I want people to love themselves enough so they can identify, like, like, because it's such a big topic. That's what I do love readings. That's like the biggest thing that people come to me about is love readings. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's important for me not to mislead people. I don't want to. If I'm in the right space with divine spirit, I trust that I'm not doing that, because we also have to take our own accountability for when we get readings and how we discern the messages and what we do with them. Like, it's up to us. But I don't ever want to mislead anybody. That's why I stopped doing twin flame readings in the past, because I feel like you have to be careful with the information, because I've had quote unquote ones and, oh, this person, oh yeah, this is her twin flame, like all this stupid shit, and then it was just some fuck shit. But maybe I needed to believe that at the time, or maybe that person was full of shit when they told me that. Who knows? But that was my experience that I needed to go through so that I can know. You got to go through the counterfeits to know what's what. You got to do that. Um, and it's all good. Like, at the end of the day, like, we're all connected in some sense. I really believe that. Like, y'all probably would, like, recognize me. You guys probably recognize me from past life. I probably, because I vibe with certain people on my lives, and I feel like we're all, little bunches of little light, bulbs that just, we just click. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I get it. Like, love is beautiful. It is. Divine connections are beautiful. I get it. Like, who wouldn't want to have a counterpart, their better half, or not even, like, not to say that you're not better without another person, but it's like that perfect balance, that perfect connection and energy, and that, you know what I mean? That perfect little. Who wouldn't want that? It's a beautiful thing. I feel like spirit creates that. Like, spirit puts people together for reasons. I really do believe that. I do. It's not to say I'm not the Grinch when it comes to love and romance. I just don't want people, like, being stupid like I was. Like I was. I was a little dingy, but I had to learn my lesson, and I'm very grateful for the lessons. I'm very grateful for those ninjas that helped me with my journey, and I probably helped them too. That's another thing too. You could be easily bitter and be like, "Oh, why I always got to be the Erica Badu to some ninja to get him all better and help him heal, and then I get left over here with nothing." But it's like, you gotta no, if it's pure intent and it's pure love and unconditional love, you should be happy that they experience you and you experience them, and you go on about your fucking way, and then line with what you're supposed to align with. So it's all good. It's all good. It's okay to be the Badu, okay, or super stable hoe, whatever. Sometimes, but if that means that someone is positively transformed and helped and healed, it is what it is. And maybe sometimes that's all spirit wanted you for some of these connections. If you're an empath, especially, you help that person. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I helped a couple of motherfuckers to get, a little bit together. I would hope. But, because they helped me even though they didn't realize it, even in our woundedness and toxicity, it helps you if you took it and you applied the lesson and healed what you needed to heal, or identify what needs to be healed. That's good. That is what you should take out of it, rather than, oh, fuck this person, blah blah blah, you're a waste of time. Because we go through that cycle, and that's okay to feel what you feel and let it go, but don't dwell in that. Don't let that be the story, because I'm learning that too. Like, that past is not, it's not me anymore. It was a part of my journey. Part ways with it, let it go. It helped me get here, and that it is what it is. So yeah. And on top of that, we don't want to carry the energy and essence of that anyway. Oh this motherfucker, blah blah, because, like, what do you even care when you get in something that's a little more healthier, or you have yourself, you're whole, you're still living, you still, you're more popping than ever. So why even worry about that? Why even worry? So let me get my ass off of here, because I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. But uh thank you, Banjo Queen. I'm getting off of this live. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It was fun while it lasted. It's 2 o'clock where I'm at. I hope this live, some sort of message, if not every message, then something out of this live stuck out to you, resonated with you, blessed you, helped you, triggered you, hopefully into healing. And I will talk y'all, or talk to you, I don't know what I'm talking about. I will talk to you guys later on sometime, whenever I come back on the live. So much love to you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening to me. If you listened and you stuck around, I appreciate that. Much love. Peace.